Bear with me, guys, while I try to get everything set up here. OBS and YouTube are not working well together today, so it's going to take me just a second here. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I think I'm finally set up and ready to go. Wow. Talk about difficult to get to where you want to go sometimes. Let's see. Oops, gotta mute me. There we go. All right, I'm going to let it run just long enough to make sure my game audio is loud enough for the game, and we'll go from there. And it's been a long time since I streamed, so bear with me, guys. I've got a lot of mess going on. Okay, gotta adjust my audios just a little bit here. Mute that so I can't hear. Okay. And it's going to be trial and error. I haven't said all these things for a long time, so please bear with me. And every time there's an OBS update, it seems to make a mess out of things, so let's just see what we can do. And I just realized I have another setting incorrect. So this is probably going to be just a test stream because, yeah, I'm getting all kinds of fun stuff here. I need to change this over to that. There we go. Now we're better. Okay. Now I should be able to tell what we're doing. All right, so I'm working on day 1. Technically, it should be like day 2 or 3, but I've slowed the time way down so I can get used to this map. And I'm running seasons. I may be shutting that off eventually, but it's just one of those things. Got to deal with things occasionally, and this is a map to get used to. Started out with $3 million because I knew going in that land and things were going to be very expensive. So, yeah. To bring you up to speed really quickly, I have purchased a little bit of land. Let's see. I don't know exactly what you start out with to do things like the default settings. Oh my god, I can't talk this morning. Default settings. But I've purchased several fields because after watching a video from Farmer Klein last night, I realized that it is going to be a very slow start, and I'm going to need a lot of different products to get a few of the productions running. So it's going to take me a little bit to get things up and running, but right now all I'm doing is focusing on harvesting and stockpiling a bunch of stuff because of the fact I really don't know what I'm doing yet. So it's going to take me a little bit. Let's see. So I'm currently up here on field 28, and I've bought several fields all the way around here because they're products that I think I'm going to need. And I might sell them later on, but whatever. So just finished harvesting field 28. I'm going to take my combine back to harvester. Got to get those words right, as some people bust you in the chops. Back to the farm because I don't need it at the moment. As you can see, most of my fields are not quite ready to harvest yet. I've got a couple potato fields. I've got a couple sorghum fields. I harvested all my almonds up here. I've harvested my pistachios down here. Oops, sorry. And I've harvested a couple fields of lentil beans that were there so I could get a little extra cash. And that's when I added the 3 million because I was to the point that I was down like $4,000 just to get started. And I decided I was going to be a little progressive, start like mid-journey farm, not brand new, start from scratch. So right now I'm just waiting on a bunch of things to get ripe, and I'm going to be picking up straw in this episode, which I don't have the equipment to do. So that's another thing I need to buy. But this map is going to be very challenging for me because it's a European style map. So it means tight corners, lots of trees, lots of fences. And it's one I've wanted to play for a long, long time. And I have never had the gumption to try because it's so complicated. I have played PV County and Ricci Valley and those where there's a lot of productions, but those are larger maps with a lot more room to maneuver. And this is a very small or large map, but it has a lot of tight corners, a lot of twisting, turning roads, a lot of terrain changes, that sort of thing. And I will be getting rid of a lot of these little bushes that are everywhere because it makes it so hard to see what you're doing. And I have made a couple changes to the farm because it just got to be so annoying to try and get around and do things that I took out of one or two of the buildings. But, yeah. And most of these roads, there's no way you will get a harvester with the header on through them. And I do have traffic currently shut off because I was getting stuck on cars all the time. So pull this. Oh, trees are harder to see through this too. Okay. Let's go ahead and figure out where I am. Okay, so I'm just north of my almond grove. So I will go here and sneak around the bottom edge of my almond grove. And you're going to see me hitting a lot of signs, going the wrong way, turning around, and you might even hear a little bit of muffled cursing because, yeah, this is a very, very constricted map as far as roadways and entryways and things like that. So, did I go the right way? Yes, I did. Okay. And my controller's been on the fritz lately too, so it's needing to be replaced, but I can't afford to do it right now. So, just gonna have to bear with me. Okay, we're at our entryway to our farm. Up we go the twisty-turny road. And I find this easiest to maneuver in first person because there's so many trees. And there's was a change, I think, in FS22 that made the trees less opaque. Or gave them more opacity, which means they're harder to see through. So it's a definite change that I've noticed that I'm not too big of a fan of. Because of the fact that it makes it very, very hard to see what you're doing sometimes. I don't remember it being that way in FS19, but maybe it was and I'm just talking smoke. Who knows? But anyway, let's stay on the road first of all. And you'll see, I don't know if anybody's familiar with this map, except for maybe one or two people that I know play it. I've taken out one of the big corrals, I think is what they call them, to give myself more maneuverability. And I'll show you where that's at so we can get this organized. Okay, and we'll wash this little dirty pig up as soon as I get around it. Alright, so we're going to wash it up. And I'm using the speed mod, real speed limit. I'm using several equipment mods that I don't know exactly what I have on because I didn't pay attention. But it's a private game setup that I use quite often. If you want to know a certain mod, just let me know and I'll find the name and put it in chat or tell you in chat. And I see one change I need to make my YouTube broadcast real quick. I need to have live chat. Hey, little Mike. For some reason, YouTube is deciding that it has to hide half the screen. So anyway, let's pull that up so I can see people. All right, you need to go there, you need to go there. Okay, back to the game. All right, so that's cleaned up. Now let's go, I'll take you over here, right? This is one of the areas that I've removed. There was a big corral right here that had a door on it that you couldn't get your harvester through. Plus I wanted more room to maneuver, so I'll probably end up putting a shed back in here, or my seed productions and food productions and that sort of thing. Food productions are quite intense in this game, that you need to have just on your farm alone. So I'll show you here. Factories, La Coronella mod, where are you at? There you are. You have Fertimasters, you have Seed Masters, you have Compost Master, you have a Forage Master, you have Pig Food Master, you have Feed Masters, you have a Cut Master, which is for beets. You have pellet factories, you have pistachio oil production, you have UHT milk production, which I'm not 100% sure what that is. But the first one I'm going to be going for is the Feed Master and the Cut Master, because I have 2 large fields of sugar beets and I need feed for animals when I get that far. Every animal on the map requires that you have a special feed mix. It's not just the standard in-game feed mixes. So that's another thing why I'm collecting a lot of harvests and things, because of the fact that there's a lot of things I need just to get started. And you're going to see there are a ton of fences everywhere in this map. As you can see, there's barbed wire fence right here that he's hidden quite cleverly inside of all kinds of bushes. Discovered those kind of early on by getting stuck on them. So let's see. Get a view where you guys can see what's going on. And I'm using the little monster 6x6 to maneuver my headers and stuff around. I tried to pick up, it was just too cumbersome because the pickup is so large. And this little thing can turn almost on a dime. You could probably use the Mahindra or something like that, but it's just one of those things that I like the monster because it's such a versatile little piece of equipment. It doesn't have the sprayers or anything like the Gator does, but I'm not too worried about those. The fact is, I can just maneuver a lot easier by using smaller equipment. Okay, get this back to the farm for the time being. I like this map, I really, really do, and I want to continue liking it, but some of these things he has, like all the fences and things, really makes it hard because you get stuck on the easiest points. And you can see how my controller's being a pain. Can't steer worth a darn sometimes. But anyway. Okay, so I got that. Now I need to pick up my straw, which I need a small forage wagon. I'm not going to go for a big monster one because of maneuverability again. And as I get used to this map, I might go larger equipment. But for right now, I need to be maneuverable. And let's see, I'm going to back my header in this other shed for now. And I have changed out some of the starter equipment. They give you a John Deere tractor that's manual shift. They give you a bunch of things that are manual shift, and I hate manual shift equipment. So I changed out one of the tractors, and I might change out more as the time goes on. But let's see. I'm going to put my store purchase point right here. I need a straw forage wagon, which is right here. And I'm going to get just a little guy. Don't want the itty bitty, but I think I'm going to go for the Stroutman. It may mean several trips back to the farm, but I'm not too worried about that. It's a fairly small map, so there's not you know, 60 to 80 miles worth of driving in between each one of the farms. Where's my tractor? There's one. I'll use my Massey Ferguson. And yes, I have Massey Ferguson and John Deere loaded together because this is one of my tree harvesters. But let's, oops, nope, not the thingy. Let's go this one. Alright. And I will also drop the weight off, but I didn't want it in the middle of the driveway. We'll put that right there. Alright, let's go pick up that straw and put it in our storage. Because again, I don't know exactly what I need for a lot of production, so this is going to be a learning experience. I did watch Farmer Klein's tour that he had on that was 2 parts long, like 3 hours, and just trying to figure out exactly what I was doing, where things were located, and, you know, it's a very, very intense map, I'll tell you that. So, but it looks like a lot of fun. Let's see, which way do I need to go? I need to go left. Alright, back to first person so I can see what I'm doing. One of these days I'll probably try my steering wheel with this, but right now I just don't have the desk space to do that because I use my desk for my freelance work. And I can't afford to buy a fancy stand and all that stuff, so someday. But I'm going to stop right here for just a moment and get some water because I forgot to fill my water before I started streaming. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. You just have to have some water now and then because your throat dries out fast. Especially when it's winter up in where I live and you have heaters running and no fresh air coming in the building hardly at all. Yeah. So anyway, let's go pick up our straw. Because I do believe I need it to make something. I'm going to have to work on that and figure out what I need. I need to figure out what I need to start food production. That's the big thing right now. I have a couple fields worth of seed available to me, but the trick is right now to get some food made for my animals because you can't just buy big bags of food and start because you need the special animal food. And I think even something as simple as the horses and chickens and sheep need it also. So that's going to be my first obstacle, is try to get that going. All right. Now, drop down the header, the pickup reel, and are you picking up? Yeah, you are. Good, good, good. All right, I'm going to switch to third person so I can see if I'm hitting the pathways I need to be. I'm just used to third person a lot more than I am first person, so. And you guys are going to have to bear with me. It's been a long time since I've streamed or made a video, so it's going to be rough and my audio is not going to be polished. So you guys are probably wondering what happened to me for the last, well, almost a year now. I was trying to do too much, honestly, burned myself out. Trying to do my freelance work and learn 3D, learn Unreal Engine, trying to produce videos, and I just burned myself out. I just needed a break. And I know a lot of you have much tighter schedules than that with real life and kids and family and stuff, but um, I don't have a lot of that, but I still get burned out very, very easily, both physically and mentally. So, okay, this might be too small of a wagon. Yep, I think it might be. So, yep, I will take this back to the farm, and then I'm going to have to buy a new, bigger wagon, because this is going to take forever if I have to run back for everything. Okay, so the Stroutman is too small. Let's go a couple steps bigger than that. And this is why I gave myself $3 million, because I don't know what kind of equipment or what sizes I'm going to need. Alright, go back this way. Back to first person so I can navigate easier. It took me forever to figure out how to harvest my almond grove right here, because you have to use the umbrella harvester. And I wish I would have recorded that, but I was not a happy camper when I was doing it because I couldn't figure out how to do it. And then I finally stumbled on the solution, and because I thought you had to put the umbrella under each tree in doing it, and the grove would have taken forever. But they've done it in such a way you can just drive really close to the trees and you'll harvest them. So hopefully the next time I do that, I'll have it on a video so you guys can see how that's done. But I had 2 almond groves and 1 pistachio grove. I sold one of the almond groves because it was all the way across the map. So I just decided to stick with the one and just do very, very small production if I decide to do it, or else I'm just going to sell them outright. But again, I'm not selling anything except for products like lentils and maybe sorghum, because I don't know if sorghum is used for any production at this point. Farmer Klein did not go into very big specifics on which products were needed for what, and quite honestly, I haven't taken the time to drive around and figure out what is used either. Because number one, you have to buy each property before you can see what it is, and that's another reason why I bought or gave myself $3 million, because you have to buy the production facility before you can see what it needs to produce the product. And that's one of my pet peeves with a lot of the production maps, is that you have to be able to see what you're going to do, you know, buy it before you can see what you need to do things. The facility I removed was similar to this one that's right in front of me with the little silver trailer in it. It was just too much clutter in the yard, and I just didn't want it any longer. So let's see if this is multifruit. Don't think it is. I think it's a grain silo only. Yep, it's a grain silo only. Okay, so do I own straw storage? Olive warehouse, manure warehouse, nope. Liquid, stone, methane, almond. Farmhouse is huge. Seed master, potato warehouse, sugar beets, pistachios, wood chips. Why I need all of these things on my property, I'm not quite sure. Okay, so I don't have a straw storage, which in that case, I need to have a, I need to check my seed master production and those to make sure if they take them or not. That takes manure and digestate. Ooh. Okay. Not sure what. Oh, that's slurry. Okay. So barley and slurry to make seeds. I think I'll just buy seeds. That sounds like a mess. Manure, digestate, solid fertilizer. Because I don't plan on running cows, so I'm not going to have digestate unless I buy it. I'll just buy seeds and stuff for now. Okay, so I need to put a silo down for storing straw, which is going to be, excuse me, don't especially like that one. Where's my multifruits? Did I not put them on here again? Oh, man. Come on, multifruit. Okay, so that's a stave silo. It takes everything but. That takes everything but. Alright, and La Coronella. Do I have a straw storage in La Coronella? That stores manure, that stores chaff, silage, placeable, pig. Okay. Okay, so that's a grain silo. There's a multi-product. Okay. Is that one? Build with different products. Okay, so that's 15 million. Alright, so that's 1 million. That's going to be great money. This one is grain only. Okay, so I need this one. Holy cow, that's big. Okay, so let's back out here. And good thing I removed that building. Which was where was it? Right here. So I'm going to put it... Arg! There's so many sheds and stuff on this land that it's hard to find a place to put anything. So, I guess I'll put it right here. Actually, no, I'm going to turn it around. Oh, I have to have two. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? I'm going to take this other one. Multifruit, 15 million, because it's going to take a smaller footprint. Okay, so I know it's unrealistic, but yeah, whatever. Turn this around. I'm going to butt it up to the back of here because the fill point and everything is right there. Oh, I have my shop right there, so I need to move my shop over somewhere else, like buy point, so I can get in there. Alright, so construction, silos, way on the end. Where are you? This one, multifruit. But yeah, I don't care. I want you to go where I want you to go. So we're gonna make it so it's easy in and out. Let's turn that just on. We're gonna do this. And if anybody's watching live or in chat and I miss you, please forgive me. I'm not used to watching videos and responding to chat, so please bear with me. Alright. Come on, tractor. Forward. There you go. Alright. Go dump this off. This better take straw. Yay, it takes straw. Whoa, that's a drop off. Okay. Guess I got a little bit of landscaping to do there. Okay, back we go. Didn't realize that was that big of a drop off. Yikes. I think I'll make a little bit of a drive-through area right there. Smooth and get down far enough I can see what I'm doing. I don't want to take all of it away, but I want to smooth this out a little bit so it's not such a drastic drop off. Just get rid of this edge here a little bit. Because I don't plan on building anything right here at the moment, but I want to have this accessible. Alright, that should be good enough. Let's test that. How is it to go down now? Still a drop off, but not as bad as it was. Okay. So anyway, I need to get rid of this Strautman because that's obviously not going to be big enough. Okay, so I'll go back up here and forage wagons sell 35 grand. So I only lost 5 grand, so that's not so bad. Let's just go for one of the bigger ones and done with it. Like the repeat. Okay, so that was 23. That's 35, 44. I'm gonna go with Holy crap, they're expensive. I'm gonna go with the Schweetemacher. And I don't want the additives tank. Okay. Alright, and my shop position is right over there. You can see it in the background. Just need to get over here. Get out. Yep, that's still a pretty big lump, but that's okay. I'll fix it. I'll make it all pretty and useful. And you'll see me cleaning up this yard a lot because I'm from the United States and we generally, I won't say all, generally take really good care of our yards and keep them mowed down and nicely taken care of. So might have to take the map into the editor and get rid of some of these derelict tires and barrels and stuff laying around too. Whoa, don't want to go in there. Let's go back this way. This yard is kind of like a maze, so I may be moving some of the buildings around and, you know, just making it easier to maneuver in some places. Because there's a ton of sheds on this and a ton of productions. So it's going to take a lot of getting used to and finagling to make sure it's the way I want it. Okay, let's go this way. And the rain can stop anytime. And this is one thing I said about not being realistic. I'm going to try and pick up the straw in the rain, which you would normally not do. You would let it dry out again. But since this is a game, I'm not going to worry about that. Alright. Time to go first person. I can't see what I'm doing half the time. Alright. And I turned off traffic, so I got tired of crashing into things. And he has a ton of people on this map. So you'll see me running over people too, because they don't ever give you a break to get through the crosswalks. So there's going to be quite a few times I run over things. Oh, my mirror's wigging out. Black mirror. Okay, whatever. I don't use them anyway. Let's see. I need to go this way. Because right here is the field I was working on. He definitely, whoever designed this map made a very twisting, turning road system, which makes it interesting in a lot of regards, but it also makes it kind of hard to navigate unless you use the mini-map for everything. So it is nice and it's bad in some ways. And I apologize if you hear me sniffling or coughing and everything. My allergies are still bad, even though it's winter, because my apartment is an older one, and there's probably lots of things that I'm allergic to in the apartment. So just have to bear with me. I'll try not to cough into the microphone. Okay, so I was right. I need to figure out what I need to do. So I'm going to run. All the things need multiple things. All the animals need multiple things to get them up and running. It's, you know, in addition to the standard FS22 things, you have to have the food production running too, because they've added a special food that you need in addition to TMR. If I remembered Farmer Klein's video right. It sounded like you had to do the production in addition to the TMR, which I do not own the cow barn yet, so I can't tell you if that's true or not. But my guess is yes, because the sheep need it and the horses need it, in addition to their hay and straw and oats, or their grass and hay. And they also need water, which is a good thing. I like maps that have water requirements for the animals, because I don't know any animal in the world that can survive without water. So, including us. So, this seems to be picking up a lot more straw without fighting for space. So, we're going to get this straw picked up, and, oops, missed some. That's okay, I'll come back and get it. or I might just leave it. Depends on what I need and what I'm going to do. But for right now, I just want to get this stuff picked up, and we'll kick it into overdrive. Not a lot faster, but some. And I need to take my little truck back to the farm also, but that's going to be one of those things that's going to happen later. Alright, back to first person. Whoa, side view. Okay, there we go. And as I promised the people that have been watching me on Anna B. Meyer's Twitch channel, I will be doing more streaming and videos and things on my channel of the 3D work and Unreal Engine. I just need to figure out a few more things on Unreal Engine before I can put it on a video. And I just went the wrong way. Oh, lovely. Well, we're in for a tour, because I can't find a spot that's big enough in most places to turn around, because he's either got fences or he's got terrain in the way. So, we're going to go around on a little tour. Maybe I can get into my field here. Is there an entrance? There is. That's right here. This is back in my end of the field, so I can use it as a turnaround point. Let's back up. And, yep, back up. And I'm going to hit the fence. Yep, I knew it, because I can't see where I'm going. Alright, let's back up. Go straight. There you go. Back it up. Go onto the bridge and turn around. There we go. Now we're back on track. Yeah, so far I like this map. It took me a little getting used to. I kind of had to force myself to sit down and get used to it. Because I love maps that have their productions built in. Because the generic productions that Giants have right now are kind of, meh. They're nice. I like the Platinum expansion, but I'm not a logger, so that only lasted like 5 hours and I was done with that. Sorry. But that's just one thing. I just don't like the logging system in FS22. And on here I'm going to require it too, but for pallets, because almost every production requires pallets. But you will see me, oops, crashing into signs. You'll probably see me spawn in a bunch of logs just to keep that up and running, because I do not like to log. Why do you give me a reverse view? Really? Okay, now I'm back on the road. Typical to every other time I've tried to stream or do a video, my throat has to act up. Every time. Down this road 5 million times, so I'm getting pretty good at the hairpin turns. This dumped and go get some more before the harvest is too far along. Now I wish I would have put this the other way, but oh well, I'll make it work. Alright, straw in there. Oh. I apologize, guys. My throat is just being a poop. Pretty nice little tractor. It's one they give you in the game, or in the map, so kind of nice to see them using Massey Ferguson more often, because, you know, You start out with a Massey Ferguson, a Fendt, and a John Deere, and a Zetter, I think. Let's see. I've sold the John Deere because it's a manual shift, like I said. So they start you with 2 Massey Fergusons. Actually, no, they start you with 1. I bought this Massey 8S in place of the John Deere. So they start you with a Zetter Crystal. They start you with a Massey Ferguson 6713, and they start you out with a Fendt 930 Vario. And I bought myself a truck because I got tired of the trailer system they were using, which was the trailers that hook together, the little green ones. They were this one here. They were the Brantner Powerflex, this guy here. And I just don't like the trailers with the variable axle. I just don't care for them. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to use some equipment that I don't use very often. So I went with the Iveco truck. And this is one of those maps where you don't need gigantic equipment to play it, which is nice. If I want to use gigantic equipment, I'll play something like Wild West or, you know, some of the American maps. But I get bored with that because there's, you know, you spend 3-4 hours harvesting and it's boring. Looks like I'm gonna have to take a cough drop because my throat is not gonna give in. Alright, let's go back this way. And you can see the number of people he has on his sidewalks, and it's a huge number of people. And the traffic is just as bad. There's a lot of traffic on this map, which is one reason I shut it off, because I kept getting hooked on them. Or they'd catch the corner of my equipment, or they'd stop dead in front of me, and then they wouldn't move, so I couldn't turn, and it was just annoying, so I just turned it off. Oops! Huh. There goes my controller. Took out a sign. Alright, so let's go here and pause for just a moment while I throw in a cough drop, because it's gonna keep going. And I don't want to keep coughing and sniffing and sneezing in the microphone. Alright, let's get back to work here. Controller, quit oversteering, please. Thank you. Let's go get that big chunk I dropped left here. And I'm a disaster at best when I'm farming. I just play. I don't care if I'm running over things or if I'm, you know, have to flip my tractor over. It's whatever. I just have fun playing. I don't worry about being perfectly correct every time I play. Okay, well, I get about one strip, and I gotta go empty again. So this is gonna take me a while, but that's okay. Let's see if I can get this pile right in front of my truck here. Didn't exactly park my truck in the best spot, but that's okay. We'll be fine. Alright, and that's full, so let's take it back to the farm again. Sadly, it's going to be quite a few trips, but that's okay. Did I go the right way? I did not. Grr is all I'm gonna say. Why did you stop? I need to go this way, and then this way along the bottom of my grove. And sadly, there's not really any easy in and out of your yard. You have to either climb this way or climb another massive hill after you drive a quarter of the way around the mountain. So you're going to see me going up and down this road a lot to get to my farm. I'll probably end up making a staging facility for a lot of equipment and stuff down off this main map or main farm, because this could get old really quick driving on this pathway to get up to it. Stage some of the equipment like the harvesters and stuff down below where I can get them onto the roads easier without having to drive up and down this road constantly. Maybe. We'll see how it works. I don't plan on streaming this very often, unfortunately, because I have a lot of other things going on that I want to have on the streams first. I just decided to do this as a test stream to make sure everything was... I remembered how to use OBS and all that. Alright, dump that. Alright, so let me look at the food master that I need for the animals, which is way here. There it is, feed master, which makes the animal feed. It takes water, sugar beets, mineral feed, and wheat. Okay, so I've got sugar beets field that'll be ready soon. I've got some wheat that I've just harvested, as you can see. So I just have to buy that, and I have to buy a tanker that can do water, which I think I have a tanker that does water right now. I have a small tanker here somewhere. Animals, where are you at? Headers, wagons, rollers, plows, stone pickers, levelers, compactors. Okay. There it is, tanker. Okay, so the tanker takes DEF, I think. This is hydraulic oil that you have to buy from the shop because these two harvesters need hydraulic oil, which is something new I've never figured out. It can carry canola oil, corn oil, methane, olive oil, I think it's diesel, water, milk, almond oil, sheep milk, mineral feed or mineral something, sunflower oil, and fuel. Wow, okay. So I've got a little tiny trailer with a lovely variable axle. Anyway, let's go get this finished up so I can get that set up somewhere and get going. But I think I'll be buying my seed because the seed production stuff is quite annoying. It takes a lot of stuff to get it going, and that's one thing I don't really like. By the time you get all those production pieces in it, it's almost cheaper to just do your own or buy the seed instead of trying to do all the productions. And I understand it's treated seed that gives you better yield, but it's just, you know, just to get it going, it takes forever and a lot of products. So I don't know. Who knows? I might just get a tickle and do it. We'll see. I need to figure out some music that I can play that's non-copyright. I'll have to check out Spotify and see if I can find a channel on there that I can just play in the background. Not real loud, but just kind of breaks up the monotony of the engine noise. Look out, coming in hot. Okay, back to third person. When I'm doing the field work, I'll more than likely be in third person, and then when I'm driving, I'll probably be in first, because, like I said before, it's more convenient to be in first person when you're driving, just because the roads are so narrow and so many trees you can have a hard time seeing, so. Okay, this is going to take me a few more trips to get this all picked up. Because again, I could have bought a bigger piece of equipment, but yeah, whatever. It's a short jaunt back and forth to the farm, so it's not an inconvenience by any means. Now, if it was Wild West, where it's a 16x map, then yeah, it would be a major inconvenience. But then I'd set up a facility right close to where I'm harvesting. Okay, full again. I'm going to go out the top of my field here and catch the road back. See if I can go the right way this time, since I've gone the wrong way twice. Oh, get back in this view so I can see. Okay, on the roundabout, I need to go on the bottom side of my field here. So here's where I would normally come out, is this entrance here. So I need to go this one on the bottom side of my orchard. Yep, right there. And I might actually start working on the greenhouses, because they require just manure, water, and I think fertilizer. I'm not quite sure on that one. Oh, manure is fertilizer form, duh. To get them started, and I could start doing some productions there. But again, they're quite a distance away from the farm, so I may just let them sit for a little bit until I get the farm up and running like I want it. We'll see. I say we'll see a lot because I don't know what I'm going to do, because I don't know exactly what I'm doing on this map yet. Look out, coming in hot. Okay, empty again. And then I think I'm gonna go back to checking to see if my sorghum is ready to harvest or my sugar beets, and then if they're not, I'm going to start plowing fields, which is just exciting as all get out to watch. Because I also have stones on, I decided to turn on everything but weeds. Because I can use the stones for lime or sell them or something, so I'm going to try. Normally I have them shut off on my games, because they just annoy the hell out of me as picking up stones, but since I'm doing a lot of different productions, I figured I'd give them a shot. And so, like I said, I only have weeds turned off. Everything else is turned on. Excuse me. Throat, you really need to stop. And for the most part, I'm going to be running on ×3, but I have it set to 6 days, just until I get used to the game and where the productions are and how the productions work and things like that. Then I'll turn it back to normal stats. Because a lot of the equipment is new to me, so I don't know what I'm doing, and there's a lot of things that I need to figure out and locate where they're at. I did write down a tour guide map for this map from Farmer Klein's walkthrough, so I have rough locations, but a lot of it is still, trying to figure out where to go, what road, because his map is very nice, but it lacks a lot of clarity on where roads and stuff go for me. I was a bit surprised when I saw the rating that Farmer Klein had given this map as a 4 out of 5, just because the silo staves weren't, the silo bunkers weren't removable, and he gave it a 4 out of 5. I'm like, okay. And then I think another reason that he gave it a lower rating was because in some places they chose to use, like on some of the buildings that don't mean anything, they chose to use painted on textures, which are not realistic. They look a bit blurry, but they do that for graphics, because and I'm learning a lot of cool stuff in Unreal Engine. So if you have a building that's just a set piece, no function whatsoever, they tend to do buildings with a lot lower quality texture because it puts less strain on your video system. And I understand there's a lot of people out there that have the 3090s and all those fancy graphics cards. But people like me who are on the 1650, because number one, I can't afford an $800 graphic card, it works nicely for that. And plus, there's a lot of games out there now that are requiring 32 gigabytes of RAM and a 3090 just to play, and I think that's silly. We're limiting who can play these games and who can, enjoy them, because we think we need to have the ray tracing and the, all that fancy stuff that makes up video, just because, we have access to it. And it's nice to see it, but when you're limiting your audience by putting graphics requirements that high, it's really kind of a sad thing. And I will argue that to anybody in the world that you don't need to have 120 frames per second playing a game unless you're playing something like Fortnite or something where it's very, very fast-paced action. And you can stream in 1440, 20, whatever the hell number is, higher yet. But unless you have the 4K graphics system, like monitors that can handle 4K, you're never going to be able to tell the textures difference. A lot of generic monitors from Walmart and places like that don't carry 4K monitors because they are very expensive. That's on the shelf stuff, not online, because I know you can get them online. Unless you're a serious gamer, you probably wouldn't be investing that kind of money anyway into a computer system. Okay, back to first person. And who knows? Maybe I'm talking out my you know what, but it's just how I feel. I don't think we need to have crazy, insane graphics on every little bit, you know, of the game. I'd rather have it where I'm actually working on things and, you know, right in my immediate area than worrying about a building that's very rarely seen in the game. Okay, twisty turny number 5, something like that. Yeah, I'll probably buy one of these fields down on the bottom and make it my silo location, so I don't have to keep climbing this road all the time to drop off products. Since many of the productions are off the main site, I'll probably keep it active for my equipment, but probably not productions that much. And I want to test something really quick. This right here, I don't intend to use at all. So let me see, can I replace that? Production? Ooh, I can sell it. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so I can put my fermenter up there. I'll be using fermenting silos. I won't be using bunkers. Because I, number one, hate bunkers. Ever since I started day one in this game. And I understand it's very popular over in Europe, but whatever. This is my map. You'll probably see me change this farm 10, 12 times before I'm finally satisfied with it. Alright, let's check on our fields after it saves for the 30th time. And are my sorghum fields ready to go yet? Harvest 27 is ready to harvest. Did I get that one already? 27. Oh, what? 27 says it's ready to harvest. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong screen. It's still growing. Okay. So 25, 26, and 40 are going to be the next ones that I will be harvesting. What's on 38? 38 is taters. Okay. So I might buy that one because I need potatoes too for stuff. This one is corn, which is still growing. 26, 25 are sorghum. 40, I think, is potatoes. I think I have a couple fields of sugar beets too, but I'm not sure where they're at. So I own 48, which is dark brown. I know it's not almonds, so it's something. I'm not sure what it is. Alright, so we'll have to get our equipment for that too. And I might use the Grimmy Rooster, which is a pull-behind sugar beet harvester, just for the fact that it's going to be easy to maneuver instead of that big monster machine that's normally used. It'll mean a much slower harvest, but it's going to be much more easy to maneuver, I think. Yep, definitely going to make a staging area for silos and things for storage on the main level of the farm instead of up on the farm itself. Save that for specialty stuff, like maybe a big chicken farm or something up there. Maybe I'll do some rearranging and make that for chickens. Because that's one thing I don't remember being on Farmer Klein's map tour was a chicken farm. which you need eggs for a lot of stuff. So I'll have to look at that and see, because that would work nice if I could put my chickens up there and then just have storage for the wheat. And God only knows what else they need. But it'll be nice if I can have a big chicken farm going so I can supply myself with eggs. And there's 2 different facilities for sheep, which are wool, and there's one for sheep milk, which is used for a lot of products, final production. There's cows, pigs, sheep, what else do we have? Horses, that can hold up to 14 horses, which is a freaking big location. Alright, so we should be able to finish this up in this round. Okay, so we should be done with this, picking it up this time. And then I have a lot of plowing to do, because I know a lot of my fields need plowing. Which I'll probably do off camera, because plowing is so exciting. And I'm getting some frame drops here. Uh-oh. Unless I just got something running in the background that thinks it has to update while I'm playing a game, which is possible. I use Dropbox for my freelance work, and Dropbox likes to do that in the middle of the thing, and they'll say, oh, I need to sync, and yeah. When Dropbox syncs, it takes up all the bandwidth. I've watched it bump major programs down to the bottom of the running list because it wants priority over everything, so it gets quite annoying, actually. Be the last pass on this field for picking up straw. And of course I leave a little tiny bit behind. And then I think I'm going to end the stream because my throat is just not giving up. I'm going to have to take my drugs and let them kick in before I try to do anything else. But I might be back later on today with another stream for working on some 3D stuff, like cleaning up a model or something that I downloaded. Because there's a bunch of work I have to do on that too. Unfortunately, I can't share my freelance work, my official freelance work for the role-playing game industry, because it's all under NDA, because it's new products that haven't been released yet. So I can't film that. Otherwise I'd show that too, but that's kind of boring too. A lot of copying and pasting and making encounters for fighting bad guys and stuff. So primarily my channel is going to be gameplay, and then working on 3D and making another world. Like, I don't know how many of you have seen the video I have on there that's quick look at Narganstall. That stuff I'm just learning how to do. So it's a lot of fun stuff. Hello, Gaia. I'm sorry I didn't see you there. It's been a long time since I've talked to you, and I want to talk to you soon, because I want to see if we get Girl Nation going again. And what you think of La Coronella? I think it'd be a fun map to try as Girl Nation. I need to move my chat closer to the screen so I am not looking away from it too much. Okay, let's get this dumped off, and then I think I'm going to end the stream, because number one, I need to get my throat cleared out. Number two, I need to get up and move around, because my back has been giving me a lot of issues lately. And then I also need to figure out what my next steps are, which is probably going to be just plowing and getting my fields ready, since it's August and I'm running seasons. So I got a lot of prep work to do on the fields, like liming and plowing and all that good stuff, which I don't know if I'll string. Awesome, Gaia. I can't wait to try and do some Girl Warrior, or can't even talk, Girl Warrior, oh my god, Girl Nation on this map. And I'm running the pro version of the map, so it's got all the productions on it. So, just so you know. And, okay, let's go ahead and switch vehicles. Let's see, this is my Seed Max, I think. That's my Fertimaster. What does that need again? I don't remember. Fertimaster needs... Productions. Fertimaster needs digestate and manure just to make fertilizer. I don't have either one of them. So, I'm going to wait with that. I'll leave it there for now. But I want to get my feed mixture up and set going. Let's see here. Feed mixer, duh. Feed mixer. Okay, so I need my sugar beets. I think it's mineral feed and wheat to get that going. Okay, so I need to check on my sugar beets. That's what I need to do. Map sugar beets. Sugar beets is the pinkish color. Seems to me I had sugar beets, or oh, maybe those are potato fields that I have. Let's take a run down to 40 something here and see where it's at. Barbed wire fence, of course. This is sunflowers. Okay, so 40's right next to this. I should buy this field too, because I need sunflowers for oil production. Those are taters. Okay, so I have potatoes on 40. What do I have down across the river here? Take a swim, and sugar beets. Okay, so I do own sugar beets, but that's only one field, which will get me started on food production, which is nice. Okay, so field 48? Yeah, 48. What stage are you in? 48 says it's not doing anything. Oh, it's fertilized and has lots of weeds. Great. I don't know. It's on stage 6 of 7, so I'll have a day or so before those are ready. Alright, so I think I'll buy this sunflower field, though, because I'll need sunflowers for stuff. You know what? I might as well just buy the whole friggin' map while I'm at it, but I don't have enough money in my account. So, I'm going to buy 39. Which this new system of, you have field number 39, but when you click to buy it, it's plot 35. I'm not quite sure I understand that one, but it's just one of those things. Let's see, I want to select that map and buy that. Again, why I gave myself 3 million to start, because it's 122,000 just for a tiny little field. Alright, and this is the... Is this the pigs? Basic food, yeah, I think so, because it has the potatoes, sugar beets, and protein that it needs. I think this is the pig farm. Alright, so back up to my farm over the stuff. This is my seed maker, okay. Which I don't have the stuff to get started with. This is my house. This thing is freaking huge. It takes up a lot of land. And yes, I know I have one thing put in here. Is this all one complex? I think it is. Yep, it's all one complex. So, okay. So, I guess I'll be leaving that. Oh, there's one of my tractors, but it's got the almond harvester, I think, on the front of it. Or is this the... This is a pistachio harvester. I'm going to move my tractor down with the rest of them, though. Because it's in my main yard, and I don't want it in my main yard. Okay, go back through here, And put you down here in this shed. Whoa, that's a big drop. Okay. Alright. Oops. Guess it sticks out further than I thought in front. Alright, so you can stay there. Let's see. So I need to look at harvested. Where is my harvested state? Okay, light purple. So I've got 28 to do. I've got 19 to do. This one's already plowed. 23, I think I need to plow 2. I don't remember what 23 is right off the top of my head. Time to take another jaunt. Through the water. Over a barbed wire fence. Let me over, please. Really? Oh, you dirty bugger. So this is what I mean. You can't run across half of this field because of that. Where's 23? Over this way. Oh, another freaking barbed wire fence. Grr. Alright, so 23 is sugar beets. Okay, so I have 2 fields of sugar beets. I have 23 and 48, I believe. These 2 are sugar beets. This one here and this one are sugar beets. This one is potatoes. What's 27? 27 is corn. 25 and 26, I think, are sorghum. So those will be ready to harvest soon. Yeah, they're like a day away. My potato field is like a day away. 38, what's 38? 38 is oats or potatoes, one of the two. Not sure. I'm not too far from there. I'll run down there and check. Their coloring system is kind of hard to tell sometimes what the products are. And another fence. Whoop, there we go. And these are taters. Okay, so 38 is taters. You know what? I think I'm going to buy this field too because I need lots of taters for running animals. So there, there, and there. 163,000 for this field. Yep. Very, very justified in doing 3 million to start out with. Alright, let's morph back up to the field, or the house, once I get my grain truck back up there. And this is a bouncy truck. It likes to bounce really bad on things. And then I'm going to get myself set up to do some plowing and get those fields I've already harvested plowed and make sure everything has the right amount of line. And Gaia, if you're still watching, I will probably be running precision farming at some point on Girl Nation. It's just one of those things that I would like to try to be as complete as we can on it. But I understand there's a lot of productions on this, so I'm not going to run it immediately. Whoa, slow down. Brakes are crap on this truck. Oh, man, I crash every time. And I don't know if I could maneuver a semi very easily through here, so that's one reason I went with this littler truck. I might have to look at some other trucks in the mod hub to see if I can find smaller trucks that aren't silly with itty-bitty teeny-tiny boxes. What I'd love to have is, I think it's Old Man modding from Ricci Valley. His little Unimog that held 1 million units. That was a cool little truck. But sadly, he made it just for his map, and it can't work unless you do some special modding to it. Let's get this stuff into the silo, and then I'm going to end the stream because I need to do a couple other things, take care of some stuff, and figure out what my next steps are. Let's go ahead and get this in the silo, though. Okay, get out of that view so I can see. There we go. Wheat. Come on. There we go. I just think this yard could be much more efficiently organized. I might work on that, see if I can figure it out. Number one, I want to get rid of this corral that's behind me where the silver trailer's parked. That thing is pretty much useless in my estimation. I'd like to have another shed there, but only a shed where you could just back things in, not a big fence around it. But there's plenty of sheds on this farm already, so I may not do that either. So we'll see. Anyway, and I think there's various buy points on here so I could get my seed production and stuff up and running, but that's the kind of defeats the point of, you know, getting these up and running would take a lot of stuff and a lot of money. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end it there for today. And Unimog, I called it Dinky Toy. Yep, Dinky Toy. That's exactly it. I call it Little Beep Beep, but the same thing. But yes, I love that little truck. It was so nice. And the Unimog they have now only holds like 100,000 or 50,000 or something like that. So I may be doing figuring out how to do some modding and making it really, really cool. So, yeah, it's just one of those things that, I think this is going to be a fun map to play on. It's just the part of figuring it all out is going to take a small age to do it. And Gaia and I'm going to be making a cheat sheet, what field has what production nearby kind of thing, so we have an idea where productions are without going, I'm not sure, let me buy it. And if you're interested, watch Farmer Klein. He does a very in-depth review of this map. It's like almost an hour and a half, 2 hours long, I think, to do. He goes production by production, but it gives you a good idea. But I'll make you up a cheat sheet and throw it into Steam or someplace and connect with you, because I want to see what your schedule is soon too. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. And yeah, I'll be back maybe later this afternoon streaming some 3D stuff. And we'll see what we've all got. So you guys enjoy yourself. Have a good day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, as soon as I get to OBS, I'll say bye-bye. OBS, let me out. OBS, there you are.